Hello, and welcome back to Single Sounds. I'm your host, Katie Mack, and this is your interactive audio dating experience. In last week's episode, we talked about some attractive accents, and oh, do I have an attractive accent for you today. This week's character I actually hadn't spoken to before the interview. I found his voice so soothing, warm and inviting. Welcome to Single Sounds, the one with pink gin.
Hey, thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Let's start with your who, what, where. So who are you sexually attracted to?
Women. But I wouldn't be closed to the idea of maybe guys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But for now, I think I'm probably 80-20, if you know what I mean.
Oh, cool, yeah. So a bit bi.
Bit bi. But for now, I would definitely say in my head, sometimes when I look at guys, I'm a bit So...
Has to be a specific type of guy.
I think so, yeah. But it doesn't come down to looks.
Yeah, okay.
No, not for me. But right now, I would say women.
Cool.
Yeah.
What are you looking for? Do you have any specifics?
See, this is so weird. People ask me this all the time, do you have a type? Do you have what you're looking for? This and that. And I actually don't know how to answer it properly. The word I always give them is I'm looking for someone wholesome. And they're like, what? What kind of answer is that? But I rarely look into looks. I more go for personality.
Yeah.
So if they're wholesome, as I said,
yeah.
They're easygoing, got a good sense of humour, then that's enough for me to be attracted to them. Obviously, looks does come to it as well. It eventually comes into it.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't have any personal preferences. I don't know. It's just so funny as well because I'm from an Asian background, Asian heritage. And it's so funny because when I was growing up, my mum was like, oh, it'd be really nice if you find yourself a Chinese girl. And I've got it fixated in my head. You should probably get a Chinese girl.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to limit myself to that.
No, yeah.
Not at all. I don't like the idea of stereotyping certain religions or cultures because it's not fair. I know what it feels like as an ethnic minority person.
Mm.
So I wouldn't go out and do that to someone else because it's just not fair.
Yeah, definitely. That leaves it quite broad. I like it.
Yeah.
I also don't think it's weird that you think that personality is the main thing that you go for.
Yeah.
I think that's a really good way to date in a way because it means you're open to anyone, but you're more likely probably to be successful because you're going for that real substance, not just the looks, which is a bit fake, maybe.
Very fake.
Yeah. Right, so now tell me where you'd like to date.
Okay, so I've just moved to London about 7 months ago, maybe.
Okay, yeah.
So not too long ago. I feel like I'm finding my feet here. I think for sort of next short to mid-term, I'd like to stay in London. So London. But then, I don't know, I am from Scotland, so maybe even where I'm from, Glasgow. Because I have such an established life in Glasgow. I don't know, I guess sometimes it's just nice to pop home and feel like a main character kind of idea.
Yeah, it's a nice idea, yeah.
So either Glasgow or London, I'm not bothered. And Glasgow isn't that far away from London to nip home, if you know what I mean. I mean,
it's quite far.
Oh, stop it. It's
a 4-hour train?
Oh, I was thinking of flying.
Oh, you can fly, yeah, of course.
Sorry, I'm polluting environment. Don't come at me, please.
No, that's good. I kind of forget you can fly, to be honest. What is it, an hour flight? It's nothing.
Yeah.
So
it's dead easy.
Yeah.
I brought my car down to London and I've probably used it I can count in my hands how many times I've used it. So for all those listening, don't bring your car to London if you're from further away.
Good tip. Would you move back to Glasgow out of interest?
Not in the next short to mid-term, if you know what I mean. So not in the next 5 years or so, I don't think. The company I work with is based heavily in London.
Mm.
So I worked with the same company part-time when I was in Glasgow, for uni and stuff. There's just no opportunities there, and I think I want to grow within this company. So the only choice really was to move to London. It was really nice to get that recognition from my managers. So I don't think I'd want to move. I also used to give quite a bit of slack to people who their life ambition is to settle down in their hometown.
Mm.
It's just not exciting. I studied international business. The other girl who did it as well studied international business, and her life dream was to find the one and settle down in Glasgow. And I was like, what? I just didn't understand it. I just couldn't comprehend it. But that'll probably be me in about 10 years.
Maybe. No, it doesn't sound like it. It sounds like you're a bit more ambitious, moving for work and
I'm a free spirit. I don't stay in the same place for a very long time, which is good.
So do you have any good dating stories for me today?
See, this is so... Well, it's not strange. I don't think it's strange that, this is a thing, but I've not really been in a relationship.
Okay.
So I've not really had a lot of experience, dating and stuff, but I don't see the rush in doing it. Such main character energy, moving to London at such a young age, early 20s, I think there's no rush to go out and find the one.
Yeah.
like said girl before. If you had to ask me a dating story, so like I went on exchange to Australia in
cool.
2020, so like mid-pandemic. Like
Wow.
literally I was there for like start of COVID, middle of COVID, you name it, I was there for the whole thing.
It's amazing you got in, like, just before.
Yeah, so like I literally left end of January. The Scottish Government paid for my holiday to Dubai as well. It's quite cool.
Oh, that's cool,
It was
yeah.
so good. And then went to Australia. So I was there between end of January to August. So pretty much 8 months. It was quite cool. Had a few flings, a few girls there. But what put me off was it's just so strange, like seeing the predator behaviour from like the other guys who were there from like other countries, like America for a start as well. A few places in Europe. I was just a bit spooked by it. And so this one girl who was like really special to me, and we like just hang out quite a lot. And I think we went out for dinner a few times, but it was really hard to determine if we were seeing each other as friends or seeing each other as like a thing, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
So it's just so hard to like figure it out. And obviously I'm not going to be the ones like, oh, do you want to date me?
Yeah.
Like make it that obvious. So I was just playing it cool. So there was this one time during like peak of lockdown basically, when like you weren't allowed to go out really a lot apart from people in your household, and she was like in the flat next door. I think I went to hers, got absolutely steaming on like of bottles of wine, ended up walking to Mackie's together and just sat down on the bench, and that was like kind of like a date. Like she called it a date. And then from there she was telling that she still had feelings for like her ex-boyfriend and stuff, and I was just like,
oh no.
What am I here for? Am I here as an agony aunt? Am I here as like your next ting? I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
So she was like pouring her heart out, and I was like, babe, don't you worry, kind of thing. And I think that's the trouble, as in like people do see me as gay best friend kind of thing. Which is kind of, which I don't mind. Like, it's my personality. I am just like a bubbly person. It can come across as camp, which I don't really care what people call me at all. And so I guess that came with it. And I don't know if, I still to this day don't know how she assumed it. But basically, we went back to hers, drank more wine. And even though my flat was next door, she was like, come stay in mine's.
Oh.
And we were like in bed, like spooning a little bit, making out a little bit. But then she like fell asleep.
Maybe she was just tired.
She like fell asleep
after the McDonald's.
And I was like, oh my god, I really need to pee as well. So like, so I got out of her bed and went, like, at that point it was more kind of like a cocoon kind of thing. So it was like, could you imagine like a 6 and a 9?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was that kind of like formation in a bed. And then it was like really awkward to sleep on as well, so I was just kind of like on my body, like one side of the bed, like trying not to wake her up because I didn't know what territory we were on. So I just sort of like, hey, you still up? Hey.
Yeah, you didn't want to look like you were pestering her.
I didn't want to like be a try hard.
Yeah.
I want to like play it cool, you know. And so I went to go pee, and I came back, and she's literally sprawled all across the bed, like literally like in a starfish basically. And I was like, where am I meant to go? I just literally looked at her in the bed, and I looked back again, and I was like, nah, not worth it.
So you just left?
I just left. I never spoke to her again.
You never spoke to her again?
I never spoke to her again. I was found it just too weird. I couldn't do it.
Even though she lived next door? So you just never saw her, yeah.
I never spoke to her, like, on the reg.
Oh,
again,
okay.
If you know what I mean.
Oh, dear. That is funny.
I don't know what you call that, like, probably middle of the road.
Yeah, not
dating story. I don't know if it's good or it's bad.
It's just a good story, I guess.
Chaotic.
Yeah. That's cool. So let me know your most irrational fear.
Right, this is such a weird one. Well, it's not weird, but I feel that's how a man's going to go tonight. Is just like, oh, it's not weird though. Obviously from Asian background, I really like Asian food. So like Japanese food is like chef's kiss. Absolutely love it. But I don't like raw fish.
Okay.
So I reckon if someone plonked down like, you know, sashimi, so like a big massive like fish like plonked down in front of me, I think I'd literally scream and like maybe eat it. I think I'd actually burst into tears, like, don't make me do it, please. Don't want to do it.
I don't eat a sashimi, that's too much for me.
No.
But then, does that mean you don't like sushi? Because, like, most of it's raw.
Are you going to hate me if I tell you, like, I have avocado sushi?
No, I have avocado
it's
sushi.
So yum.
I love it.
It's just so yum. It's just so elite. But, like, I think anything raw just gives me the fear.
Yeah.
Of like, because I'm such like a stickler for the rules. Like, don't at me, but like, the fear of having like food poisoning or something from raw food is just astronomical. Like, I've been lucky enough to go on holiday to Japan with my family, and we went to like some. You ever heard of shabu shabu?
No, I don't.
So it's like basically like hot pot kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
I think maybe might make that up.
I don't know. You can tell me anything.
But there was like this one bit, so like my family are really into like that sort of like raw food kind of thing. They'll try absolutely anything under the sun. And it was like a bit where they like cracked raw egg, like 2 raw eggs into a bowl and like use it as a dipping sauce. And I think I literally dipped a bit of like beef into it, and I was like, is this a thing? Like, can I just eating it? And it's not even just exclusively to that. I think my flatmate made dinner the other day, like kind of the same thing, like a bowl of rice, bits of steak around it, and then cracked the raw egg in the middle. And I was just like,
yeah.
pardon? I just looked at it, I was like, is this done?
Finished.
Is that complete?
Yeah, fair. So back to the sushi. I used to get like really bullied, not bullied, but my friends would be so mean that I'd have the avocado sushi or the cucumber sushi.
Oh, you get rinsed for it, I know.
Yeah, I really enjoy vegetarian sushi.
Yeah.
Not going to get poisoning from that, am I? So I like a mixture. When I go, I do now eat just about, I can do salmon and sushi, but I don't love it, but I do like tuna. So I'll have...
Oh, I love tuna. If
Yeah.
it's like in a tin.
with mayo.
With me. With pasta and sweet corn.
Yeah, it's a good comfort food. Do you like cooked salmon though? Is it just raw?
I think it's just anything raw
Yeah.
that like gives me a bit of anxiety.
Yeah, it's fair enough.
But like cooked salmon slabs is really nice. Especially being from Scotland as well, you have to kind of be a purveyor of salmon, be like, yeah, I love it.
Yeah, there's loads of salmon
yeah.
farms up there, isn't
Exactly.
there? I actually watched that Seaspiracy.
Is it on Netflix?
Yeah, they did a thing on salmon in
Yeah.
this documentary, and it was from the Scottish salmon farms, and they chose, they're actually grey, the salmon, and they
Yeah.
choose the colour of the pink on like a scale, and they feed it, and then that's what colour the salmon turns out to be.
It's mental.
And I couldn't believe it. I just thought salmon were pink.
It's pink.
Yeah, but it's not. They're like manufactured to be pink. Let's go with your stop, start, continue.
I guess like a lot of what I'm about to say like comes from like me, like what I see in me, but I want for other people.
Yeah.
So like I guess what my other half to stop doing is to like stop worrying about upsetting other people.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. It sounds quite deep. You give yourself such a pressure to be like, oh, I can't believe, like, oh, I wonder what such and such will think of me. Oh, I wonder if like such and such is upset, or what have I done? Like, just chill out, live your
Yeah.
life. You do you put yourself first.
I think a lot of people, especially
Yeah.
in the more recent years, have started to kind of come to the conclusion that actually, like, as long as you're at peace with yourself,
Yeah.
that's all that matters. So if you accept you for you,
Yeah.
like, why do you care what someone else
Yeah.
thinks? It's way more about how you feel about you
Yeah.
internally, and if you're at peace with that,
Yeah.
you'll be fine.
Because I'm such an outgoing person, I just find it hard not to like think about it, if you know what I mean. Like I just hate the idea of like being by myself. So, like sometimes like I have a random day off like during the week, like and everyone else is busy at work. I'll just be sat alone in the house, just like, well,
Now
what
what?
to do with myself. And my automatic response would be like, let's see who can do what.
Yeah.
And then even after we'll do that thing, I'll say something stupid like when we're out, and I'll spend all night thinking about it, being like, oh, I wonder what they think about me. Like, oh, I wonder what they think about that as well.
But yeah, it'd be better if you just didn't overthink those things.
I think so, yeah.
So that was your stop. How about your start?
This is so funny because I'm so bad at this as well, but I want them to start being on time.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, because I hate being on. So like I'm literally late for absolutely everything. You see those like things on Twitter is like me going to like something for 12 o'clock and 11:59 being like, I'm on my way.
And you're sat in your
I'm
towel.
sat in my bed. Yeah, literally. That is literally me. I will happily turn up. Well, not happily, but I will turn up at least 20 minutes late to something, and I'd be like, "Oh, sorry, some XYZ happened." It's so funny because like the friends that like do know me quite well, they like say if we book brunch or something for like 1:30, they'll tell me it's booked for 1:30, and then when I turn up 20 minutes late, they'll be like, "It's good. We knew we were going to be late, so we booked it for 2."
That's smart. That
It's
is
so
clever.
peak. It's so funny. But then, like, say at the other end, like, if I was on time, I hate being the one that's waiting. So I'd rather them wait for me instead of me waiting for them. Is that a
Yeah.
bit selfish?
Maybe.
I was expecting you to say no there, but that's fine.
Maybe. No, I hate being late, so I'm rarely late, but I don't actually mind so much waiting for someone. So that's interesting. It's like the other way around.
Yeah.
I think if I'm there, that's kind of all I'm bothered about. So I guess it's selfish in a way
Yeah.
as well, because I'm thinking I'm here on time. My conscience is cleared. Like, I don't really care when they arrive.
That's so interesting to hear because I'd literally be like, oh, sorry, have to deal with it. I'm here now.
You're here now, yeah. How about continue?
I'm quite like a live life in the moment kind of guy. So I would say like continue to live life in the moment. Be spontaneous, carpe diem, live
Yeah.
your life in the moment. So like, I don't like making like long-term plans, like fixating myself to something. So like, I've just talked about obviously how I moved basically all of a sudden from my hometown of so long. If you asked me literally about a year ago, moving to London was never in my plans. I never thought about moving to London. Like all these grad jobs I was applying to was like in Dubai or like in Hong Kong, like anywhere but in the UK basically, which is so funny.
Yeah.
But it's only like when this opportunity came up, I was like, this is like made for me. So I just had to take it. And so yeah, I would just definitely say like, I don't know how you would summarize that, but like just live life in the moment, like don't tie yourself down.
Yeah, no, just continue to be open to ideas, I guess. Yeah.
Like never say no, basically. Be a yes person, yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Love that.
Leave me a one-word review for yourself.
I think I definitely have to say chaotic.
Okay. That's a good word.
It's just so funny because like obviously you tell me like examples of like people giving positive words and stuff and I was just like chaos. Just absolute chaos. But I feel like when you read into it more, it can be like looked at from both ways. So obviously like chaos as in like there's just so much going on constantly. I don't like sitting still.
Yeah,
So I feel like I
that.
always have to be doing something. So like I talked about my days off, like I feel like I have to be going out and doing something with it. Even though I could be absolutely exhausted, I'll probably sleep until about 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon anyway, but I'll still at 5 p.m. be like, right, pick yourself up and go outside. You need to go outside and do something.
I think you're right in the sense that when someone hears chaotic, they probably think, oh, it's just like a whole mess.
Yeah.
When actually it could just be like a really fun, spontaneous way to live your life,
Yeah.
that you're always doing different stuff and actually it's just a life worth living almost.
That keeps you on your toes, so like you don't have to like tie yourself down to anything.
Yeah.
I hate the idea of like commitment. So like, say if someone asks, I don't know, like next year, do you want to go on holiday or like do you want to do this at this date and this day? I'd be like, you need to ask me close at the time.
Yeah.
I just couldn't face the idea of that.
Yeah, because you don't want to plan that
Yeah.
far in advance. I guess because you don't know where you're going to
Oh,
be.
it's so bad as well because like something else better might come up. So I don't want to be like, oh, I really want to go to this, but I've said this a year ago.
Yeah. What do you wish more people knew about?
Probably a bit about what I mentioned earlier, that I'm not just like a gay best friend. As in like, I'm not just here for someone to like, obviously I love it, like to go out for brunch and stuff, to hear you chat about your problems in life. That I can also be like the one.
Yeah.
I can also be like the one you can like confide in, get serious with, have a bit of fun with as well. Whereas I think like because I'm so extroverted and like bubbly, if you know what I mean, so like extra, if you know what I mean,
Yeah.
people automatically like feel really at ease with me
Mm.
and then dismiss like any opportunity of like being in a serious relationship with, I think anyway, or like starting
Yeah.
something with. They just see someone as like being like a really good friend or like someone who can like really chat, be like a good mate to, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So like not that girl from exchange, but like maybe even another time, I think we went on like what I thought it was a date, and it just turned out to be like dinner and a catch up.
Oh, with a friend, yeah.
Yeah.
I actually think, especially as you've mainly dated women, right?
Yeah.
I think that might be more to do with how girls perceive how guys should act.
Yeah.
In the sense that they should be like aloof and not
No.
really interested and
Like
when...
act all tough and stuff. Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
like, I've only ever dated women, but like, I get what you mean. As in, like, sitting there being like, don't care kind of thing. As in, like, being like, oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, exactly. I think the stereotypical male actions is to kind of not talk about your feelings, not really listen, to be honest,
Yeah.
like not ask questions.
Yeah.
And I think when a guy does do that, which is actually what women want, obviously,
Yeah.
like they want a guy to be attentive and caring, and like you said, but I think if a guy has that, they
doesn't-
wrongly get labelled with
Yeah.
feminine energy, and that's
Yeah.
not right.
It's not like they're shocked, but it's just like they're almost not expecting it. They're not reading it as like, as in like relationship vibes, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So they automatically go into the lane of really good mate, here we go.
Yeah, exactly. It's just
Yeah.
like, oh, he's a really good friend
Yeah.
material because he essentially cares about
Yeah.
me, which
is quite frustrating.
Yeah,
but like,
definitely.
as I said, I don't really care. To be fair, I don't care at this point. Not gonna lie, just move my life, and like I think my priorities in personal and like professional life is like to get myself sorted in London. Really, like anyone asks me like, oh, we need to find you someone, I'm like, don't care.
yeah.
Come at me.
Yeah.
I actually don't mind.
You don't want to rush it. Like, you've got no rush. Like you said, you're early 20s.
Yeah.
Like, what's going to happen? Nothing.
Exactly nothing.
You don't have a ticking time bomb at the
No,
moment.
not at
Like,
all.
if you were like, I don't know, 50 and telling me that, you know, you want to get a relationship finally, I might be like, well,
Are you
but
sure?
yeah, you've had some time, but
You
like,
take your time.
yeah, I think especially when like you've been to uni, that's kind of like a really good time for you to explore yourself.
Yeah.
You've just started working in London, like there's so many people to meet, explore places. It doesn't have to be a focus.
Not at all, no.
Yeah.
I mean, that's where I see it as, like, I think people in general, like people in school, they've been like, oh, like such and such is going out with such and such. And then say like something was to happen to that long-term relationship, their automatic flight or fight response would be like, that's it, go find someone else now. I need the attention.
Yeah.
And I just don't have that same priority.
No, it sounds like even though you like being around people, you're also comfortable being single, which is
Yeah.
important. And yeah, I think honestly, being that way will get you into a more serious relationship quicker
Yeah.
because people will see that actually you have like your own life,
Yeah.
and that's attractive.
Like, you don't need a relationship to get
Yeah.
to get by.
Exactly, to be happy, yeah.
No, not
like
at all.
they'll add to your life instead of
Oh, exactly. Enrich it, definitely. I don't see it as like a thing like you need to have.
yeah.
Where some people do. Lol.
Yeah. Lol. They suck. So let me know your drink of choice.
I might give you a couple. But my favourite is, and always has been, for the last wee while, a pornstar martini.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I also get a lot of stick for, like, pouring my shot of Prosecco into the glass.
Oh, I do that.
Do you do that?
Yeah, I always
Good.
pour it in.
A lot of people, like, when I pour it in, they're like, ugh, like, do you want to shot it? I'm like, oh, you, no.
I
Freak.
genuinely thought that was what it was for.
I thought that as well. Like, you put it into the whole...
Yeah, it tastes nicer.
Yeah. That's what I thought. Oh, I'm going to take that back to someone now.
Yeah, I
Um,
always pour it in. So does my mum, so...
But I do love a shot, though. Don't get me started, actually. Just love shot. I'm such an alcoholic. It's so funny because, like, disclaimer, I actually don't even drink that much, to be fair. Like, I only drink when I go out to see friends. Like, sometimes for Christmas I'll get, like, bottles of vodka and I'm just like, why did you give me this? Because I don't drink in the house. Like,
Yeah.
you won't catch me, like, having my dinner and a beer or something.
No, neither. I never
Not at all.
drink. Like, if I'm not socialising, I don't drink at
Yeah.
home. I just
No.
don't see the point.
Not at all. I don't see the appeal in it. But, like, yeah, so a pornstar martini, definitely. I've been really into gin and tonics recently.
I love a gin and tonic.
Yeah. So I did a job interview for, like, a grad job in Hong Kong. It was, like, for a whiskey company.
Oh, yeah.
And they were like, so do you, like, drink whiskey? I was like, no. They're like, what's your favourite alcohol? And I was like, gin. They were like, what type of gin? I was like, I panicked and I was like, pink gin. So that exposed me as, like, being basic. I love that, though. That's my natural response. Like,
Yeah.
I panicked.
Did they laugh?
I think he found it's like, right, you're at it. I did get the job.
Probably because you were honest.
Yeah, at the end I was just sort of like, I can't believe you just said you liked pink gin to someone who's like into whiskey, knows about X, Y, and Z about whiskey. Just wait till I told them I mix it with lemonade as well.
Oh, yeah. Not even tonic.
No, well, it has been gin and tonic recently, but my guilty pleasure is definitely a pink gin and lemonade.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds good, to be fair. On a nice summer's day,
Oh, yeah.
I could definitely get behind that. My favourite drink is a French martini.
My second favourite cocktail is a pina colada, actually,
Oh,
which a lot of
nice.
people don't like because it's like coconutty and stuff.
Yeah, it's not one for me.
When I first moved to London, I made the mistake of booking bottomless brunch.
That's not a mistake. That's like the best decision of your life.
I regretted it after.
Oh, yeah.
Sat in the tube home from like Ealing or something. I was sat in the central night like half asleep. But like it was just pina coladas I had.
What, you found a bottomless brunch that just did pina
Well,
coladas?
no, but it was like unlimited cocktails. It was like any cocktail you wanted, but like a
Oh.
good like 4 out of my, I don't know, 10 maybe, like 15 drinks I had
Well,
was like pina coladas.
most of the ones I go to are only Prosecco, so it's cool that it was cocktails.
Yeah, that was really good actually. But the brunch wasn't unlimited. You know when you
No,
have
it
to,
never
like,
is.
You know when you have to like line your stomach and like
Yeah.
before you go, I clearly did not line my stomach.
Yeah, they don't give you a lot of food.
No, it was tiny. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I'm such like a foodie as well. I was literally like, is that it?
We'll move on to your surprise section.
Oh my god.
So this is called Bestie Rex. So I've reached out to one of your closest friends who has sent in a voice note as to why someone should date you. So gonna
Oh
listen.
my god.
Ready?
Reasons you should date my bestie. Well, to start with, he is Mr. Worldwide. This boy loves to travel and has been all over the world. So if you're a traveling girl, then hit this boy up. He is very stylish. He loves to be very trendy, very on brand. He loves a Netflix binge. So if you love to watch a Netflix series, then absolutely get with this boy. He loves food, massive foodie, and he is a great kid. So I've had many good meals from him, and I've also never seen him sleep in my life. So no matter what time of day you text or call, I guarantee you that he will respond. he is just very kind, very loyal, just always going to be there for you. So if that is what you're interested in, then absolutely hit this boy up.
Oh, that's so cute. I don't know if the middle bit was a bit sarcastic though, because I'm, you know, when you hear like good things about yourself, it's just sort of like, really?
Yeah, no, it's quite hard to hear sometimes. I think for people, they're like, "Oh, that's nice," but also uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Wait, which bit did you think was sarcastic?
The bits about the cooking and the sleeping, because I sleep. Well, I think I sleep a lot.
Okay.
You must think I don't. Lol.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm always sleeping, like especially on my day off. Like I could literally be up at all hours, like into the morning, go to bed, and like surface at like 4 or 5 p.m. and like be like, right, cool, another day.
Oh, fair enough. Maybe because he's not there.
Yeah, probably because he's not there.
Yeah, I think he was referring to, maybe, I'm not sure, but either it was sarcastic or he was referring to just how busy you are and you just like are out all the time.
Chaos.
Yeah, the chaos. Wait, do you not think you're a good cook? Was that the other bit?
I mean, like, I'm a good cook. Like, I think I get a bad reputation, like, in my house. And my bestie here, like, obviously I cook for him quite a lot because in my flat, there's 4 of us together. 2 of them are vegan. And then it's me and my bestie, like, have meat. We end up cooking for each other quite a lot. Although it ends up probably about, like, 70-30. So, like, he cooks for me all the time. And then when I cook, I make sure it is, like, chef's kiss because it's such, like, a rarity that I do it.
Oh, okay.
Is that
So I
right?
think he's being genuine then.
Yeah.
Because
That's so
you put in
funny.
so much effort.
That's so funny, though.
Yeah. I was going to say, also, he talked about binging Netflix series because I really enjoy doing that.
Right.
So, is that true?
I mean, yeah, but I have to be, like, into it.
Yeah.
So, like, if you... I think, I can't remember what it was, but, like, remember, well, not years ago, but, like, Ted Bundy?
Oh, yeah.
Like, something like that as, like, a documentary. And it was like, oh, it's really good, like, so interesting. I think I sat down and watched the first episode, I just couldn't get into it. I think I got about 20 minutes in, I was like, not for me.
Yeah, that was like a docu-series,
Oh,
wasn't it?
It was so jarring. Like, whenever people ask me, like, oh, what's your favourite movie? I'm like, I don't have the attention span for a movie.
But you do if you're like super into a Netflix show.
Yeah, well, if I'm super into, like, even movies, like, fair enough. Like, I think the last movie I went to see was Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah.
And that was, like, really good. Like, I was, like, sat up the whole time, like, watching it. But, like, I wouldn't necessarily have to go after the trends.
What's the last Netflix series you actually really enjoyed or binged?
And binged. Do you know what? It's been iPlayer recently.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been iPlayer instead of Netflix. I think the last thing I did on Netflix was Squid Game.
Oh, yeah.
I've literally watched it in about 2 nights.
Yeah.
Like, me and my bestie just sat there and just watched it, just, like, had dinner, like, eating it, just like, oh my god, I can't believe this happened. So it's so, like, realistic in a way, but, like, I don't know. Like, you've watched it, obviously, haven't
Oh,
you?
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I loved it.
I'm so in love.
I watched before that, though. It was like a year before it came out. Have you seen Alice in Borderland?
I've heard of it, I think.
Yeah, it's like essentially the same.
Yeah.
It's just Japanese instead of Korean. I'd really recommend you watch that next because I think you'd like it.
You just reminded me, the last thing I actually did watch with my bestie was Tinder Swindler.
Oh, yeah.
How fitting.
Yeah, that was cool.
It was just so... Well, also like a documentary as well, which is basically like a movie, but I was just so into it because it's so relevant.
Yeah.
Like, when I was speaking to people about it, they were like, oh, the women are so stupid. But I was like, but you don't get
No.
it. Like, they were in love. They were like...
Yeah.
It was almost like... I don't know what his scheme was called, but like kind of like a pyramid scheme, if you know what I mean.
It
like,
was, yeah.
use money from one person to get the next person, and the next person, and the next person.
Yeah. I don't think they were stupid at all.
I don't think they're stupid because I probably would have done the same thing. I mean, that's a bit of a stretch, but you
Yeah.
know what I mean. You know what I mean, though.
But the point I get stuck at is I honestly wouldn't have like £10,000 to give.
Well, you know.
Because I know they like took out loans. I just
Yeah.
would never. And I think I've spoke about this with a few of my friends as well. Like if it was my partner and they were asking for that much money, I think I'd be like, well, don't you have friends and family to ask that
Yeah.
have known you for longer? Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like if I needed that much money, genuinely, I wouldn't go to my partner first. I'd go to someone who really trusts me and has known me like more like my whole life.
Especially like meeting that soon as well, if you know what I mean. Like, it was
Yeah.
quite recent, like a month or something.
Some of them were only, I think one of them was literally like a month, and I
Yeah.
was like, pfft,
Are you okay?
yeah, had meals in the fridge longer than a month.
Yeah, exactly. That's so true. But then again, his like mindset, that's the Simon guy was like, if you love me, you'll take the money out.
Yeah,
Like, you can if you
it
love
was
me,
complete emotional manipulation.
something about that gives me the fear, as in like, I hate the idea of if you love me, you'll take the loan out.
He's getting like deals now, apparently.
Or like reality show deals.
Yeah,
That's so
and
ridiculous.
like, I'm guessing it's ads ambassadorship of brands because apparently he's like got really rich from it, and I'm
Yeah.
like, how? Like,
Yeah.
who is hiring this or like wanting this person to like sponsor their brand. I guess maybe they don't care about the ethical side of things. They're just thinking
They just want a gimmick, probably.
Yeah, they're just thinking like he's got loads of followers and it'll be really good publicity. Like what's the saying? All publicity is good publicity. I think that's it. That was good though. I really enjoyed that Netflix show. I enjoyed a lot of Netflix, so that's what I was keen to ask. Okay, so we're going to move on to the final section of the podcast. It's called This or That, so I'm going to give you 2 options and you just go with your gut feel.
Cool.
Ready? So Alaska or Hawaii?
Hawaii.
Oh, that was quick.
I hate being cold.
Yeah, fair. I'd go with Hawaii as well. Have a personal maid or a personal chef?
Well, a personal chef. I find it quite therapeutic when I can like clean.
Yeah, fine. And we've established you're not always cooking, so...
No, not at all.
Singing or dancing?
Or dancing, I think.
Yeah.
I used to think I was a really good singer. Like, I used to be in a choir and everything in school, but
Oh, that's cool.
I literally like could burst out into like song and dance at any point. I think dance is my better strong point now.
Okay.
I think so.
Yeah.
It's come a long way.
Do you do like dance lessons?
No. No.
Just got a good
Just
move.
faffing about, yeah.
Yeah. Fair enough. This one's a bit morbid, so we'll see how we go.
Right.
Yeah. Die before or after your partner?
Well, I think before.
Yeah.
It's a bit selfish.
Yeah. No, I think I'd go the same. I guess, yeah, maybe it's one of those where it depends what age you are. But yeah, I was thinking of it as like it's your soulmate, so it would be really sad if you were left.
Yeah.
Swim in a pool full of Nutella or maple syrup?
Oh, that's such an interesting one. I'm more thinking like the practicalities. I would probably say Nutella.
Yeah.
Because easy to wash off after.
Yeah.
Can you tell I'm a clean freak?
Yeah. Carpet or wood floors?
Oh, I don't know. That's what wood, I would say.
What
I
made you
don't
say
know.
wood?
Because like I like a bit of both, but like my bedroom right now is like wooden floors, but then I've got like a tiny rug. There's just something about a rug or a carpet that makes it more homey.
Mm.
But wooden floors is more practical, easier to clean, and
Back to the cleaning.
back to cleaning.
Find a rat in your kitchen or a cockroach in your bed?
I think cockroach in the bed actually,
Yeah.
a bit strange.
No.
Because I used to have like ants and stuff in my room in Australia,
Mm.
and I was literally, it was so funny. I was literally living in a modern student accommodation block. It had just been built not too long ago. It was like a high rise. I was on the 19th floor, and there was ants like crawling in through my window, and like I literally wake up with like some of my face a bit right cool.
Oh, that's horrible.
It got to the point where I was just like, morning.
Yeah, morning ants. So you'd rather find the cockroach in your
It's
bed?
easily solvable, I think.
Yeah, whereas rats in a kitchen, they could be there forever.
Yeah.
They're really hard to get rid of.
Like I'm such like a freak about that as well, because I know at least like the cockroach could be dealt with instantly. Like the peak of summer and stuff, when you have to sleep with the window open, there could be like random like bees flying and stuff. Like say there's like a fly that comes into your room and the window's shut. I couldn't sleep until I knew it was gone.
Yeah. Whereas like, yeah, the rats would be like hidden in the walls, so it's
Yeah.
harder to like get them.
Like moving to London, like, because sometimes I leave work late, so getting the tube home, just sort of like seeing rats running about, I'm just like, why does it look like little cotton balls like running around? It's so scary.
Yeah, it's not good. Painting or drawing?
Painting's more fun.
Yeah,
I
I
would
think
say
it's more fun.
You know, like primary school, and you crack at the paints and like your little pads, and you start mixing the colours. Be like, "Ooh, I made green," and wear your painting shirt. It's like your dad's old gardening t-shirt or something.
Yeah, we had like these really weird aprons that we had to wear, but they weren't ours. They were like the schools, so you
Right.
just borrow them.
Fairs. I think like my high school had that, but like in primary school, it was like, "Oh, bring in your painting t-shirt."
Yeah, cute. Have a pause or a rewind button in your life?
Oh,
It's quite a hard one.
rewind.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think purely because like sometimes like I literally sit and scroll through my camera roll and like think about like the good times that I had before, and it just makes me want to relive it.
Yeah.
So like back to my exchange again. There are just so many times where we'd like had even just sitting in my flat with all these people who I've just met, who are literally like my bestest friends on the planet right now, thinking about all those good times, all those interactions we had, different like crazy memories. It just like brings back so many happy thoughts, and there's so much like serotonin.
Mm.
Whereas at a pause button, I don't know. I don't think I'd want to keep living on the same thing again and again.
Yeah, I think the pause button's
Yeah.
more if you want to like get stuff done without time passing, but it's not as nice to live in the pause. I
Yeah.
think it'd be nicer to live in the rewind.
Yeah. Just because I have to like, like I said before, like I feel like I'm a person that just have to keep moving. Like I can't stay still. Whereas I've had to if I was pushed for time to do something, I'd rather say to whoever, be like, listen, I need more time to do it,
Yeah.
and I'll get it done. Whereas if it was a pause, I'd just get lazy.
Yeah.
And I'd just be like, oh, I've got more time, it's fine.
Makes sense. So last one. Have super sensitive taste buds or super sensitive hearing?
Oh, I'm such like a gossip girl, like XOXO. I'd definitely say super sensitive hearing. Yeah, like without a doubt.
Yeah.
I love hearing like gossip about people, or like even about me. I'm like, sorry, what was that? Like put my ear in close, like, pardon? Wait, what was that? Like, I love just hearing absolutely anything and everything. Even if it's like, did you hear what such and such did? I'd be like, no, tell me more. Even though if I know it, I'd be like, no, tell me more, in case they have more details.
Yeah, that's smart. Well, you know, when you're on public transport and you hear like someone's having like a good gossip with their friend on the train, or they're having an argument, I'm always really trying to listen like it's my radio. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a personality trait that's like followed me for years. Like, you know, like the high school yearbook, I think I got like the biggest gossip award, and I'm just like, cool, I'll take it. Most people would be like, like, I don't want that. I'd be like, fair enough.
Yeah. Well, thank you for coming on the podcast.
No, that was so much fun. Thanks for that.
You're welcome. Do you have any final words you want to say?
Please date me. Please save me my midweek days off.
Yeah, keep him company.
No, please do.
If you think you're the right person to keep this character company, head to the Instagram @SingleSounds where you can DM the podcast to date this character. Thanks for listening as always. Have a great week and see you next Tuesday.